Morning. Good morning. I'm about 20 minutes late because we had all kinds of technical challenges this morning. Our primary internet was down, so I had to having to use my Starlink. So I'm not sure what that's going to mean for the stream. I hope it's still a good solid stream. We'll find out. We've got maybe 6 to 8 inches of snow, and just grateful that we're here and we're warm and we're safe and we're still able to work out. This morning I'm finishing up on Matthew 17. Take up your cross and follow Jesus. Then Jesus told his disciples, if anyone would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whoever would save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. For what will it profit a man if he gains the whole world and forfeits his soul? Or what shall a man give in return for his soul? For the Son of Man is going to come with his angels in the glory of his Father, and then he will repay each person according to what he has done. Truly, I say to you, there are some standing here who will not taste death until they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. Love that. Truly, there are some standing here that will see the Son coming in his kingdom. And I think this helps me to recognize that. Hey, what's up, Ace? It's good to see you. I got started extra late this morning. My primary internet's down, so we have no music. We have all kinds of unusual challenges this morning. Just rolling with them, making the best out of the situation. Yeah. Yep. It's a hop and pop scripture.
Late Lowell, it's 5:30.
Yeah. I was planning on getting started at 5. But, you wake up after 6 to 8 inches of snow, and sometimes you find a couple of extra challenges. We're still here, though, right? How are you doing this morning? And look, I've got the pumpkin shorts back on for you this morning.
I'm 63 years old and I did 35 push-ups straight. I'm proud of myself. How many can you do?
Me? Push-ups.
We didn't get that snow, so I'm good.
Push-ups straight. Because when I do push-ups, when I was doing push-ups in my workout, I would do incline, flat, and decline push-ups all in the same morning. And I think that I got to the point that I was doing 60 incline, 30 flat, and 30 decline. Now, obviously, there's a transition between those. I would say,
wow,
maybe 50, 60 flat, straight in a row, something like that. I might be able to go more than that if I just shot for it. Maybe we'll see this morning. Let me see what my workout is, and maybe we'll do an experiment, right? It's okay to experiment. Today is Arnold chest and back. So, I mean, we're working chest. So, yeah, I could do some push-ups and see what we could get done. I like it. I like it.
My goal is to do 1 chin-up. Any advice?
Chin up or pull up? Because I tell you, I do pull ups and
Pull up.
pull up. Okay. So now, if you have a band, if okay, if you have a band, an assistance band, then I would start doing them with some assistance, right? Um, if you don't have bands, you don't have like a cable setup or anything like that to help you. One thing you can do is you can, and if here's the other question: if you at your gym have access to a Smith bar, you can actually start doing some pull-ups. You lower this, the lower you set it, the easier it's going to make it because you're gonna put your feet down, right? You're gonna get into that pull-up position. But you're gonna be in an angle, so it's gonna make it easier. But you can train like this, right? Get good at doing the motion first. That'd be the first thing I'd do. Is either get you an assistance band or do something like that to do it without it being full body weight, right? Then the other thing that you do is the difference between, let me set this up here so I can demonstrate. So when you grab, as much as possible, you want to go wrists over the bar, right? If you're wanting to do full pull-ups or muscle-ups, wrists as far as you can over the bar, right? Now, that does two things for you. It gets you to where once you get your arms in the right position, you're doing more of a row than you're doing more of a lat movement than a arm movement, right? So rotate those as much as you can, and if you can't, that's not a huge deal, but that will help you as you learn. And then the other thing is, let me just hang here. Okay, if I hang like this, okay, that is a passive hang, right? You can see my shoulders are headed up towards my ears. If I then instead of just hanging like this, if I take and I turn like I'm bending, you're going to pretend like you're bending the bar, right? And what that really is doing, because the bar is not going to bend, but what it's doing is it's rotating your elbows out, which will also get your shoulders into an active position, right? So by doing that, now you're more like this. This is an active hang. This is a passive hang, rotating those shoulders. That's an active hang, okay? Being in that position with those elbows turned is going to help you use your lats. So then instead of pulling this way, and you see that's just arm movement, you're going to tilt out and you're going to do a row. You're going to pull your chest to the bar. Those things help me tremendously. Let me put my assistance band on and I'll show you the other thing. So I would say wrists rotate over, bend the bar, all right? You're gonna feel like you're bending the bar, it'll turn your elbows and your shoulders. What's my strap? There it is. Okay. And then,
Thanks, Purple Heart, Faith Marie Purple Heart, for sending the heart
what's up, Faye? Good to see you. Okay. We're going to do this. Ace has got some good
Morning,
questions.
Hop.
Good morning. Ace had some questions about doing pull-ups. So I'm walking through and I'm giving him some pointers on how to work on doing a pull-up. The first thing I said is if you have access to some assistance, use a band, right, to help pull you up, to help you with your body weight. Learn to do it without your full body weight first. If you don't have access to a band, then you can actually take your Smith bar at your gym. You can lower the Smith bar until it's at a height that you can get some angle, that you still have your feet on the ground a little bit, right? But your body's angled, and you can learn them there. But you see, I'm not pulling my chin up to the bar, I'm pulling my chest. That's the part that really changed the pull-up for me.
Absolutely, that works.
Right? So either one of those to learn without full body weight. If you got assistance, so if you got access to a band, that's what I'm going to demonstrate here. Then you can do something. I'm going to just give myself a little bit of assistance so I can show the technique well. So then the next thing that matters is the hands, instead of being this way, as much as you can, you want the hands over the bar. Now, you may not be able to, your wrists may not be strong enough to hold that and maintain that. If not, that's not critical. It's just as you do it, the more you can get over, the better, right? It'll just help you with the process. This part is the critical part. When you grab that bar to do that pull-up, you're going to do what's called bending the bar. You're going to act like you're going to take that bar and bend it to a 45, right? The bar is not going to bend to a 45. What's going to happen is you're going to rotate those elbows and shoulders into the working position that you need to do an active hang instead of a passive hang, right? You're going to be, instead of hanging so that your arms are by your ears, you're going to rotate it, and now those shoulders are going to be down. There's going to be space between your ears and your arms. That is an active hang, right? That is the most critical out of everything. Learning that active hang is the first thing you've got to get really good at. Okay, then
engages the correct dot muscles.
Right, because then you're going to use your lats, right, instead of your biceps. Right, doing that, big deal. Then the other thing you're going to do is you want your body tilted. You want your feet out in front of you, right? Because you're actually going to sort of swing your body up and back. I don't have enough room to move the camera to the side right now because of how I had to do for the internet. But just trust me on that. I can show you that later somehow. But you're gonna get your feet out in front instead of hanging. Okay, instead of hanging straight up and down like this and pulling straight down, right? You're going to do that. You're gonna bend the bar, right, which is gonna kick your body out. Your toes are gonna be out like this leg, right, out in front of you, and you're gonna pull the bar to your chest. And I'm gonna do it and sort of show you what the motion will look like. Okay, so then I'm doing my active hang. Then you're gonna.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I am going to be 52 in 3 months. I'll be 52 in 3 months, so May.
I got caught gooning in the whip.
But yeah,
You look great.
That active hang as much as possible, wrist sober, but that's not critical. It just helps. Honestly, that helps more if you go for the full muscle up. I think it helps a little with the pull up, but active hang, and then you got to think body on an angle, right? Body leaning back, and then you're just pulling to your chest, not to your head, not like this. You're going to end up
Thanks for the follow.
Pulling
I
to
love
the
you, Dad.
chest. What's up, Mother Coconuts? But
Skibbity Toilet 67.
woo, 6'7".
Fixing to head out to the gym. Thanks a
6'7". But yeah. Is that helpful, Ace?
Hi, my name is Daniel, and I have a hemorrhoid in my eyeball.
Huh. I didn't know that that's where those were. Is it your own hemorrhoid in your eyeball? And I'm not making fun. I'm just asking in case, you were going to say that. That's the first thing that came to mind. But if so, man, I'm sorry you're dealing with that. People come in first thing.
Thanks for the follow.
Say something crazy. Get a good joke in, right? But that may not be a joke. We may not be joking around. So I'm trying to be kind and thoughtful at the same time. Woo! Okay. So Ace, hopefully that answers some of your questions about doing the pull-ups. That for me, Ace, I'm an idiot. I'm a beginner. I'm just learning this stuff. But those things really helped me on the pull-ups. And then you said something about seeing how many regular push-ups we could do without stopping, right? Let's try that out. Da, 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 da. I haven't done these in a while. We'll see. We'll find out. We can talk about it or we can do it, right? I'm going to stop at 45. So you got me, Ace. You said you did 50, right? I'm going to add those exercises to my workout. They count. They should count. So we did some assisted pull-ups. Let's go find those. Oh man, without the music, you can really tell when I'm breathing hard. Okay, pull-ups. Pull-up assisted. And with the assisted band, I'm doing about 40% assist of my body weight. I started with more. So the more assistance you use, the better you can practice and learn the technique. And then as you get stronger, as you get the technique down, then you can decrease the assistance. Let's add that exercise. Okay. Then we did some push-ups. So we did some pull-ups and we did some push-ups. Okay. That much assist. Dial that in. And then push-ups. We did 45 of those uninterrupted. And if I stop, that's the end of my set. All right, if I stop moving, that's the end of a set. It's not, oh, I can rest at the top, but I can't rest at the bottom. Stopping and taking the tension off of the muscle is really stopping the set. Okay. So now we'll get to see what we have. We're supposed to do some bench presses this morning. I'll roll the little kepi over here. And it is still in decline mode. We'll put it flat. Here we go. We'll do some dumbbell bench presses. We'll warm up first. Do a little warm up weight. Let me see what my working weight is going to be. Yeah, I'm going to increase my warm up weight. Okay, we're just going to do 10 of this to make sure we've got the technique down. And warm the muscles up, wake them up, get everything started. Take another drink pre-workout. It's crazy not having music, but with the primary internet down, it's not really feasible this morning. You still there, Ace? I think you said you did 50. Maybe you said you did 60. Loving Life was headed out to the gym. The lead. Mother. Loving Life. Faith Marie, you may still be here. Let's see. And we've got, where was Ace's question? 35. Okay. I thought you said you did. Yes. Dude, doing any push-ups straight without stopping any amount you're already probably doing more than 90% of the people our ages, right? 35 is great. Keep going, man. Just keep doing it. And if it gets to where you can only do 30, be grateful for, hey, I can still do 30, right? The progress isn't always the numbers. It's the getting up and pushing yourself through today's challenge. Let's do some dumbbell bench presses. I'm going to move these out of the way so I'm sure I'm not going to hit my hands on them while doing these other exercises. Let's go. This is a warm-up set, so we're going to focus on being explosive on the initial push. We're not going to rest at the top, but we're going to take it slow as we bring it back down and control. We're going to try and build that mind to muscle connection. Really pay attention to what we're moving and exercising and isolating. We'll do 10 of these. We'll increase to about 75% of working weight. We'll do 3 of those. Our warm-up sets should not be taking us to fatigue. They're just warming up and focusing on the technique. And then we'll hit our working sets, which are going to be at 90 to 100% of our top weight. That'll be our working weight. And we'll see how many we can get of those. Work those to failure.
Yes, baby.
Several sets. And then we'll do a next exercise. Here we go. Okay. Press.
Seven, 8. Bro needs shorter shorts. Shorts emoji.
Yeah, I like these Nike Trails. They do come. This is like a 5-inch. They come in like a 2-inch. But it would have been too much entertainment for the squirrels. So I went with a 5-inch. Okay. I'm going to do about 75% of what our working weight will be. Get a feel for that. Just do 3 reps. We're not trying to fatigue ourselves. We're just trying to warm up with these first 2 sets.
Rex Kwan Do.
Okay.
Big muscle.
Okay. Now we're doing our working weight. And this is a good bit of weight for me. So this is really to push us. Whew. Meant to be a challenge, meant to be hard work, not easy work. Working sets are there to challenge us, not to show off. Okay, get another drink. Let's see what the body has to give us today. I'd really love to get 4 sets of 6 to 12 reps of this top weight. This first set of the working set, even if I could do more than 12, I will leave those reps in reserve on the first set, right? And I may not make it quite to 12, but if I were to get to 12, I'll leave some reps in reserve because I've got 3 more sets left. Then those last 3 sets, I'm going to absolutely do to failure. So I won't be leaving any reps in reserve for those last 3 sets.
Just do it already. Morning.
Rest.
Y'all get a lot of snow around there?
Yeah, we got 6 to 8 inches of snow. Rest is important. TikToker Tom. Rest is very important between sets. Rest and nutrition are actually more important than the workout if you want to grow and improve. So take the time. Don't just rush through it. Get yourself, make sure you're at prime, especially when you're about to do your top weight.
Hi, random question. But do you have a Galaxy Watch 8? And is Thag an athleisure band?
Yeah, this is I think this
We
is
didn't
a
get much
Classic
here.
8. Yeah. I love the Galaxy Classic watches with the dial. It's much easier to work with. So, no, that's a very good question. I have worn the Galaxy watches pretty much since they came out.
Maybe a little over an inch.
Here we go. You lay back, you can use your knees to help kick the weights into position. Let's do our exercise. Like I said, on that first set, once I get to 12, I'll stop and leave reps in reserve. The rest of these sets, I will absolutely do to failure. These last 3 sets. Now you notice if you wear a watch to track everything, if you're really pushing, your heart rate's going to come up. There's going to be a zone that your heart rate is your primary zone, your best workout for producing the most exercise, right? The reason I'm just a little bit out of the top of that. For me, I work out best.
What's with the gloves? Are you afraid to build calluses?
No, my wife loves my soft baby, soft hands. So one of my goals is to keep my hands really baby soft for her. So that's my goal. In fact, I have a video out there. If you go to my profile, you'll find that I've got a post specifically about the gloves. Very good question. Very good. Every piece of equipment.
While mine enjoys man hands.
Should have every piece of equipment should have a purpose. We're not just wearing it for show, right? like even the shorts and the tank for me, I've picked them because they serve a purpose for me. So I can see and double check the movements and the parts of the body. So yeah, intentional, be intentional. You like to have calloused hands, man, do what makes those hands get calloused. You want soft hands, do what keeps those hands soft. We can each have our individual goals. Okay. So I'm definitely back in range. I'm back in the bottom of the primary zone that I shoot for. So we're ready to do another set. Grab the weight. Let's go. Get it up on my knees. That'll help me get it into position. Get 11. Lost form on that last set, that last rep, so it doesn't count. Resting up. Get our heart rate back in that primary zone again. Rinse and repeat. Drink a little pre-workout. It's gonna be a good day. See where the heart rate is. We're headed back there. I like.
Charleston can't even do snow right.
Is that professional? Yeah. Did y'all get any? Did y'all get any snow? I know they were expecting snow. My parents are down in North Myrtle, and they were expecting some snow. I don't think theirs started until about 5 p.m. last night.
About an inch or so.
Yeah. We got 6 to 8 inches. And I shoveled a ton of it last night. I did yesterday afternoon. Both times I did about 3,600 square feet of space that I was clearing, and at about 6 inches deep. I did the snow calculator, and it said for dry snow that would have only been about 9,000 pounds, but wet snow like we have here, they said that was about 35,000 pounds. So that's 2 good workouts, right? I was amazed at how hard of a workout it was.
They were saying over 4 inches, but as usual, they were wrong.
Yeah. That's like last weekend, we were supposed to get, a lot more here than we got. It actually was a band through like Nashville. Nashville got hit pretty hard. I think they had like 300,000 people without power there. And all through that swipe. I think somebody gets that top amount, right? But not everybody does. It ends up being that there's just a swipe where it hits the way they said it would, and then the rest of the people get less. I hope you were prepared. Hope everything's going well for you this morning. My primary internet's out, so that messed me up a little bit, but I was still able to stream. Thank you, Starlink. I maintain my Spectrum fiber internet is down, but since I'm in IT, I maintain a secondary failover internet service just in case.
Snow must have locked its doors when it was going over Charleston.
Here we go. Do another set. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We got 10 and we got a really good like 2-second pushing through the failure on that 11th, on that 10.5. We just counted as 10. We only count what we can do in full form. But that's what I'm shooting for, is that get to failure and keep pushing for 1 to 2 seconds through the failure. And that's where my wife and I in our workouts right now are focusing, is in that moment of the failure. Push, 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 push. Even if you don't get the rep. We're not focusing on, did I get the rep or did I not get the rep at all, or even the numbers that much. It's, did I push for a good 1 to 2 seconds in the middle of the failure so that I know the muscle absolutely gave everything it had. So that's a shift for us. As we're doing this Arnold split, we're making that change. And tell you what, we can already tell the difference just 2 weeks into the Arnold split and that approach and what it's doing for us. Workouts end up being much more intense, much more impactful. And then we can see the difference in the pump and in the muscle and the physique. Oh, man. Here we go. Rest. Make sure we get back into that. I'm already back in my primary zone. But I also need to let the muscles rest. Everybody's primary workout zone is going to be different. And it can even be different depending on what your goals are. For me, I'm on a cut. So I'm really wanting to try to be in that fat burning zone more than a cardio zone for fall weight training. So I have to rest enough to make sure I'm down in that range during the workout. You can calculate those zones. There's heart rate zone calculators online. You just have to, when you first wake up, check your heart rate so you know your resting heart rate. Then you can calculate your zones from there online. When I was doing more of an endurance workout, that my weight work was high volume, and it was really more cardio than strength training. But then my heart rate was more right on that line between fat burning and cardio zones. It really stayed in cardio zone more. But I just try and be intentional. If I'm going to take the time to exercise, I might as well give it the best effort and be intentional and smart about it. What I'm trying to do. A lot to learn. Here we go. Let's see, did I record that? Yes, I did. This will be my last set of dumbbell bench press. Here we go.
Morning hop.
Oh, yes. Woo, yes. Good morning. Let's see who that is. What's up, Papa? Sunday's your rest day, right? I think it was last week. You may not be on a 7-week split. I'm on a 7-day split, though. Woo-wee. Yeah.
Yes, this is the last week of that.
You're going to change your split up? Cool. I just changed mine 2 weekends ago. I'm liking this Arnold split. My wife is too. Part of it that we do like the fewer exercises and hitting the body parts twice a week.
Yes, going to a push-pull leg.
Push-pull leg. So you can do a PPL twice and have a rest in the middle, or are you going to like do push?
Yes.
Okay. Because some people will do a PPL, core, PPL, right, and not have a rest day, and core be their rest day.
Rest in middle.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Then the problem is, get to the end of that week and you don't have a rest in the middle again, right? Or are you going to do 4 days and just float it forward?
What's your diet? Aang peptide?
No peptides, no GPLs, no test, no trend, no anabolics, none of that
Thanks,
stuff.
Blow Clitoral, for sending
100% natural. Not that there's anything wrong with people using those to hit their goals,
awesome gift.
right? I just don't. At my age,
Thanks,
health is
Blow
my
Clitoral, for
primary
sending
concern.
the cake
Globe.
slice gift.
Come on, Globe, let's go.
There will be 6 days of no rest.
Oh,
Are you in a deficit?
6 days of no rest. Cool. Yeah. Yes, I am in a deficit. I shoot for a 500 to 1,000, or in the past, I was shooting for a 500 to 1,000 calorie deficit daily to lose between, a half pound to a pound each week. As my goal now, I've tightened that down.
That's kind of extreme.
Because I am really tracking my nutrition. So now I really shoot for a 500 to 600 calorie deficit. it's not that much of an extreme with how much exercise I'm getting. I'm getting in 2-hour workouts during the week and 3-hour workouts on the weekend. So it sounds like a lot, but when you're doing that much calorie burn and you're getting that many activity calories back, um, it's not bad at all. I mean, most of it's just getting my macro percentages in the ballpark range. That's more of what I'm focusing on now. And I didn't even know what that word macro meant a week and a half ago. Okay, so that was the last set of bench press. Now we're going to do incline bench press. Let me double check, see what my working weight's going to be. Okay. So we're going to do an incline. We'll do a 30-degree.
Sorry, not hating at all. Love your journey.
Oh, no. No, I didn't feel that. I didn't feel that from your comment. I was just giving you sort of the background and sort of the why, right? The understanding, if someone was just doing 30 minutes of workout a day and only maybe getting 200 to 300 calories back of activity credit, 1,000 calorie deficit would be harsh, right? That would be hard to handle long term. But when you're getting 1,000 to 2,000 calories of activity credit back, it's a whole lot easier. Okay, we're gonna do warm-up sets. The way I do my warm-up sets is I do first warm-up set is 50% of working weight.
I burn 1,500 2K calories a day only way, maintain 250 grams protein a day.
250 gram protein. So do you weigh about maybe 200 or 220? Or is that like your goal weight, target weight around maybe 200 to 220? You weigh
I weigh
185. So are you enhanced? Because that's a lot of protein for your weight, unless you're enhanced, right?
Yes, TRT.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So when you're enhanced, you're all of that's going to look different than a natural guy's diet, because you're able to burn through more.
Yikes, dude.
What's the yikes? Okay, let's do our warm up.
Already taking TRT at that age?
Who, the other guy? I mean, people have different goals. You don't know if he was naturally low. He went to his doctor.
My natural test is 204.
See, don't make assumptions too quickly, right? You never know. I mean, instead of jumping at someone's on TRT at that age, I would just ask, hey, are you working with a doctor, right? Because the dangerous thing are those people who just try and doctor themselves and get into that arena. That's where it can get a little scary. But work with a doctor that's trustworthy and that's not just there to get paid for some scripts.
He isn't going to be the next Arnold Duress. No need to just give his natural body no shot at all.
Here we go. We're going to do some incline bench press. This is a warm-up set. First warm-up set, we're going to do 50% of the workout weight, the working weight. And I'm going to try and be explosive and very controlled Here we go.
Sorry I'm a head out, but hate hearing young guys getting in gear. Love your journey. Have a good one.
Okay.
Thanks, Globe Twitter, for sending the heart.
What's up, Globe?
200 a week. Isn't gear it's considered TRT? Let's go. You got 10 more reps in ya.
Nope, that's a warm-up set. We do 50% for 10 reps.
Remind your watchers not to count out loud in public gym.
This is not a public gym.
At Forgetvale, you shouldn't be giving advice at all, dude.
This is my home gym. So yes, I would not be counting out loud in a commercial gym. But that's my warm-up set. I did
Thanks for the follow.
10 reps of 50% of working weight. Now I'm going to do 30 reps of about 80% of the working weight.
Watchers don't know that.
Well, that's why I tell them. What education's for, right?
Zaka, usually guys like you can't even bench 2 plates.
Giving him a hard time. He's probably some 13-year-old kid just having fun on the internet. Y'all be nice.
M30 lol.
I just give everybody a lot of room. We cut up a lot in here in the mornings. Ace will give me a hard time about my shorts or my gloves.
Why are you guys blocking these guys?
Nah. I would rather them have the space to learn that we're a little different, right? A lot of these people that are lashing out, they're doing it because it's something that's going on inside of them. Just like we're disciplining our bodies here, we're able to discipline our mind and our mouths, right? And these younger guys that don't know these things, that aren't able to discipline their bodies yet, aren't able to discipline their minds yet, I want to be a space where they go, that guy's a little different. I trolled him and he was nice to me. I trolled him and he laughed and he made fun of himself harder, or things like that, right? And then they might hang around. They might learn some of these precepts about
Bro, you're
discipline.
an old dude crushing eye.
Appreciate it. But man, these boys, they need more men around them, right? And not just men that are pumping to try and look a certain way, but men that are genuinely interested in being disciplined and intentional and purposeful with their lives. So yeah, I'm not going to run them out of here. I'm going to see if I can engage them. If they get completely out of hand, maybe. But I'd rather leave them a little space, let them act out a little bit, and see that I'm not offended. You know, I mean, what do I have to fear from some internet troll, right? I promise you that whatever they say about me is not anywhere near as bad as the voices in my own head tell me about myself quite regularly, right? So, you know, that's just my mindset in here. Because I think there's a lot of fatherlessness in this world. There's a lot of younger men who do not have an older man to step in the gap for them. And, you know, even if I can just do that for 30 seconds, it might make a difference. You know, and it might not. Here we go. Second warm-up set, we'll just do 3 of these. This is going to be 80% of working weight, just a warm-up set.
Nah, dude. These guys are just looking at TikTok and think going on gear is the move, lol.
And that's why I need to exist and you need to exist. But attacking them or excluding them is not going to give them enough time.
Exactly. It's very sad, yet there's hope with the good Lord's guidance.
Draw close, right? Attacking or excluding, they will just leave and you won't have any impact.
Thanks, Inknaflogging, for sending the Dolphin Symphony gift.
I gotta head out, but appreciate you, my guy.
Hey, yeah, you take care, man. I love you. Man, go be a blessing. You've been a blessing already this morning to me. Go out there, be a blessing to everyone around you today. Okay, it's time for the working set.
What do you look for in a man?
I think that men need to be disciplined, not just in their physical, but disciplined in their mind and disciplined spiritually. I think men need to be very, very much the same thing that women need to be, right?
Let's get to it.
I think not to be desire-led, right? Our desires can lead us into all kinds of trouble. We need to learn to tell ourselves, no, that's not right. That's not the way, right? That is not the best way. I'm not going to be satisfied because, oh, this is just good. This is a little better than what I was doing yesterday. No, I want to walk in the way that is best. So, and that's a very disciplined goal. I don't get to hit that goal every day, right? Because I'll slip up here or there. But my goal and my intentions should be to walk out that kind of a life. Religious people would call that a holy life, right? I would call that walking in the way. Well, how do you know the way? Well, for me, I needed to get to know the voice and the person of the way maker, the one who made a way for me where I could not make for myself. And then listen, learn his voice, learn what his word says, walk that way. When I hear a forgery voice, turn that forgery voice away. When my desires are crying out, I say, no, desires, you are not the Lord of my life. You do not tell me what I do. There is another who leads my way. So that's what I look for. And I don't expect it of myself, and I don't expect it out of others. I hope for it for myself, and I hope for it in others, right? There's a difference there. If you expect it of yourself and then you miss and you fall short, you're going to beat yourself up. You're going to fall into shame and condemnation, and that is not the way, right? If you expect it of others, they're going to fail you. They're going to fall short, just like you do. And if you expect it, you're going to get offended, and you're going to get mad and all this other stuff, right? And that is not the way. But if we hope it for others, well, we're going to encourage each other in that way. So it's very different. Those two are very different. The expectation versus the hoping, right? Okay, that was our warm-up set. Now we're going to do our working sets. Okay, these we're going to go for 6 to 12. On this first set, if we hit 12, I will stop. I will leave reps in reserve. I may not make it to 12. But if I do, I'll stop. The last 3 sets will be to failure, no matter how far that takes us. Here we go. Working sets. Okay. Set those down. We made it to 12. We'll stop there on the first set. Now, if this next set I'm able to go further than that, I will keep going until I hit failure. Don't know that I'll be able to. That was a lot. Oh, man. Whew. Goodness. Yeah, he was saying that all these young guys, all they want to do is, dude, I can't write them off because people did not write me off. You don't know how far in the darkness I fell in my youth. And there's people that didn't give up on me. They kept praying for me. They kept trying to talk to me about wisdom. They tried to keep loving on me. And I can't I can't let that circle go broken because of me, right? Y'all gonna get me messed up right now. But I see I see me in these kids that are acting out. I see who I was when I was far from the Lord. In these kids that are trolling and picking and doing stupid things and foolish things that are going to harm them, right? And I think back to the lives that impacted me, and it was the loving kindness of the Lord that drew me. Not a pointed finger, not a telling me what's evil versus what is good. It's the loving kindness of the Lord. Jeremiah 31, verse 3. The loving kindness and his faithfulness towards us that draws us to him, right? And those people who showed me loving kindness, when they